Neil is going to be delivering the session today. So Neil's part of the university's research communications team and manages the development and delivery of the university's research and innovations, communications and engagement strategy. So much experience in in this sort of area. We delivered a session earlier in the week all about staff profiles. But today he's going to be talking to you specifically about your research project pages and how to craft those. So without further ado, I'll pass over to Neil.
Thanks for that lovely introduction. So my name is Neil Howson. I've worked in research marketing communications at the university for, this is my 15th year, so I'm a bit of a lifer. And I'd like to welcome you to this presentation on how to craft your research project page. So just a little bit of background on the research projects. Most newly funded projects within the university are given a research project page, which sits in the project directory on each of the faculty pages. This is to showcase your work, give insights on your thinking, highlight progress, and ultimately show the impact of your work. It's an automated process across many faculties. If you are the PI on a new project and you haven't been offered the chance to have a research project page, please get in touch with us, and at the end I'll have a list of all the contact points for this. Anyway, in this session I'll be going through the processes and showing you how you can get the best out of your research mini website, which is what this is, and create something that will promote your work, engage your audience, and ideally raise your profile to external collaborators, funders and partners. Okay, so let's begin. So firstly, what is a research project page? Now, it's your project's own bespoke website. It's created for you on the University of Leeds websites within your faculties. There's no build or maintenance costs, which you would have if you had an external website built, if you've got the funding. There's free management and updating. We have a team that do that for you, very responsive, very creative, and we will make sure you get a great project web page. Also, and this is really, really important because there's not many people understand this, but the University of Leeds search engine optimization investment is considerable. So the university site ranks very, very, very highly on Google search. And if your project is part of that, you will benefit from that and being able to leverage that SEO for it. So this means you've got high online visibility for your external partners, for your future funders, collaborators, and also for REF as that's coming up. On the right there, you'll see a little screen grab of a typical research project, one that's got images, and I'll be talking through the elements of how we can put something like that together for you. So what can I have in my project page? Well, anything related to the project. So there's always, from a basic standpoint, a project summary, and we like to have an image in there, one that hopefully encapsulates what the project's about. Any images that we use online need to be rights free or purchased from an image library, or you make use of the image library that the university has, which is considerable. It also needs a detailed description of what the project is, explaining it in layman's terms. It doesn't need to be aimed at other researchers of the other universities, depending on who you want to read this. You can also have graphics and podcasts. You can have your outputs, and these can be either in the form of papers or presentations. You can talk about the impact once your research is finished, and that can include reports, films, white papers. And it's also a place where you can put publications that are linked to the project, and that could be your own work that you feel is relevant to the project you're working on, or publications that you've been involved in, again, which have a relevance or a connection to it. And finally, contact links, partner links, and logos, particularly if you're working across a number of different areas and it is a multi-partner project. So why should you get one? Well, I'd like to think it's obvious, but the first thing is that it tells the world about your project. You're not hiding it away. And if you're doing great work, you want people to know about it. It also populates your staff profile. So if you are working on multiple research projects, it will show up on your staff profile. It also boosts SEO, search engine optimization, to improve search rankings for your research area, because Google likes high quality content, it likes innovation, it likes creativity, it likes groundbreaking research. That's where they place a great amount of a great store, and also a boost in search rankings because of the quality and the reach of the work that you do. And finally, and importantly, it creates a legacy record of your research. So the research project directory, whilst it isn't completely comprehensive because there are some gaps, and we work on those now, but basically is a long-standing legacy record of research that takes place at the University of Leeds or in your faculty. And it's something that you can always refer to. You can send links through to people. You can put it in your CVs. You can put it on other bids and so forth to show the breadth, scope, and expertise of the work that you're doing. So what do they look like and what can they hold? So basically, it's a concise mini site for your project. We have functionality that we can put in there to expand it. It will take a large variety and volume of content. Pretty much almost everything your user, your audience will need to see your work, understand it, and maybe be excited by it and want to get in touch with you about becoming a party. So it can be a game changer for researchers, particularly early career researchers who want to begin establishing themselves, but also for our research community who want to kick on and really expand their reach. So I just want to show you an example. Now, given that our web pages go vertical and horizontally, these are screen grabs. So I just wanted to show you the various pieces of content that you can put in that are available to your research project template. This obviously is the template I put together specifically to show just what functionality we can put in. So from the top, we've got the basic content, where it's value, partners and collaborators. We have a really good image there, very, very important, something that's relevant and engaging. And then we can start adding more content below. Now, under the description, you can put a body of text in there, which goes through and explains, what your project is. But you can also add sections to that, chapters if you like, to go through each area of the research. And this can be networks, corporate papers, events, contacts, etc., etc. Importantly, you can add video. So if you are a part of a project that has video, or you have relevant content that you can put in there, we typically use content from YouTube. Most people post up to that. We don't host video on the university website because it just takes up too much of our web space, and we'd prefer to use the specialists to do this, like YouTube. So basically, if you have a YouTube video, if you ever think of sharing YouTube video and you click on share, there's a part where you can get an embed code. If you copy that embed code and then use the video tool, which I'll talk about in a second, you can paste your embed code and your video will show up like this one here. Now, going past, you may have events linked to your project, in which case you can create events, separate events pages where you can with invites. We have that facility within the Jadu system, but these are links to the events, which is probably the best way of working it. Obviously more images, we've got research overviews. Now, another section is project planning, where you can talk about the work that you're going to be doing across the period of the research, which, you know, it could be 2, 3, 4 years. And down here under impact, you can see we've got a podcast clip. Podcast clips are excellent to use if you have them, if you can access them. Normally, the platform that has the podcast also has an embed code with it when you click on share, and then you can paste that embed code within the content box, and it will show up like this. And then finally, you have a section for publications and outputs, and this is where you can list any relevant books, presentations, project report, or project newsletters, which I know some projects have as a part of the funding agreement. So quite a lot of really rich content you can add to your page to make it look and feel and present something that's really, really engaging. And obviously, if you can keep up to your project page as the project progresses, there's more of a reason for people to come back and visit it. And also, it's more interesting if you choose to share a link to it. Particularly, I'd advise it if you have a project page, you add that to your email signature, as well as your other social pages. If you're on LinkedIn, for instance, you can put a link in on there, and make sure that you can drive people to it within your networks. The kind of the most successful pages that we have been part of campaigns where the pages are built and then they're shared in a really planned and coordinated manner, and that could be with the other co-Is and the PIs, but also with other institutions if it's a multi-institution project. Good. So let me just click on here. Now, this might look slightly overwhelming, but trust me, if you're a researcher at the University of Leeds and you've got this far, I think you can handle this, okay? If you can't, we're here to help. But basically, this is a toolbar that you will see within your research project page in the areas of description, impact, publications, and download sections. These are the sections where you can edit things. So if you go in, you can add these sections, and you can add them using these buttons. So the first thing, if you're pasting text into your research project page, select all your text and click on the TX sign. That will clear any formatting and make sure you get the same font all the way through, the same size. Okay. If you want to add further content in the accordions that I showed you earlier, which are these little boxes, an accordion basically has a title, and when you click on it, it opens and you've got the content that you put in, and you can put thousands of words in there, and that will really help expand the content on your page without expanding the size of it. So you don't have a page that's 200 yards long or 150 meters. If you're adding video, I mentioned this earlier, you use the video tool, which has got a play button in to give you a hint. Again, if you click on that and use the embed code from YouTube or Vimeo, if you use that, your video will show up within the box that you've put in there. Oops. In terms of adding images, very, very simple indeed. You click on the image box and there's an uploading process. So if you have an image ready to go on your laptop or your PC, you can easily upload it, save it, and then it will place itself within the point where you've got the image box clicked on. Podcast I mentioned before, again, it's putting the links in, the embed code, and you will have that on your page. Okay, I'm sure there'll be some questions about this afterwards. I'll be ready. So where are they hosted? You might not have even seen the research project directories. They are predominantly on the research and innovation page, on each of the faculties, and in some schools as well, but mostly on the R&I page in the faculties. If you scroll down the page, you will see research projects, project directory, and there will be a searchable box there that you can put search terms in, or you can search by area of research. Believe me, they're highly visited pages. They're very, very popular, as popular as the staff profile pages, which I gave a talk on Monday. But these are really, really important. If you're a researcher and you want your research to be seen and shared, this is where the work begins. So just click on this next bit. Okay, I don't think I really wanted to do that, but this is the research page that I was talking about, and you'll find it has, you can search by school, you can click down and search by area of research, it could be theme, and each page shows the latest current projects. It shows you the start and end date, who the funder is, where it's been given, that is, and when you click on it, it takes you to a typical project page. So bear with. How do you get one? Well, it's very easy. You can just ask us. If, as I said at the top of this, if you have got approval for a funded project and it's over £30,000, which is our starting point, you should get from either your HR or your research department an email congratulating you on your funded project and sending you a link to a form to fill out, which asks for the details that we've talked about today, the description, images, etc., etc. As much as you can fit on that form that you want to be put on a page, it will get built for you. You don't have to do it yourself. It's free of charge. There's no cost attached to it, and we will look after it for you in perpetuity, i.e. as long as the university is going and still standing, your research will be shown, in many cases, right into the future. We've got projects going back 10, 20 years or more. So again, as I said, this is a legacy process that we have, and that we feel really strongly about. The research project directories are at the heart of a lot of the research strategies that we have, particularly in external communications and the external research strategy of the university. So please, if you are active, you do have a project, and you don't get the email, get in touch with us. I'll be sharing this this presentation, so you'll have access to all these email addresses. And obviously, I'm willing, open to taking questions once this is done, which should be in a minute. Okay, it's question time. I feel like I've covered quite a lot of things in a fairly short space of time. But if you do have questions, you can either ask them directly, put them in the chat, or send them to us.